We take on Brackley at the Silver Lake tomorrow night. What are you thinking going into it?
Thinking we've got to do well. We've got to be in a position where both teams need to win the football match, and that's what we'll be trying to do. We tried to win Saturday, we weren't able to, and as I've said before, there's lots of different ways of winning a football match. But the lads have been good today. They've been very receptive. Let's forget about, there's no fault in them in training, on the training ground, and their energy, but they've now got to work hard taking on board what I want them to do in different areas of the pitch, in different circumstances. And now we've set the team up now in the shape that we have. So yeah, it's a game that both teams really need to win the football match, and I suppose a lot of with Eastleigh, I think Andy Wynne came in at Brackley a couple of weeks before I came in here, so he's going to have had the same experiences that I've had of how he wants them to play and how he's had to change them. So it's going to be a difficult football match for both teams, but it's a football match that we've got to go and try and win.
Yeah, and you mentioned that both teams need to win the game. Would you say when coming into a game like this, obviously I know every team wants to win, but when they need a win as such, do you think that changes your approach at all?
I think it probably changes the mindset of your players, because now there's also a little bit of, they're a little bit tentative, they're a little bit more nervy than there would be. I thought the lads did well Saturday. I thought we were never going to go there and dominate possession, and I thought they conducted themselves really well. And at the end, probably a little too late. But we had a couple of half little chances at the end. So yeah, it can, to each individual player, having that extra pressure that you're going into a football match, that and the position that we're in the league, that you're looking at winning and probably needing to win the football match, but they're also having the same issue as well. So it's the same for both teams. So there is that little of added bit of pressure. We've got to take that pressure away from them. But if we go and play well, and we go and play football, and we have 7 or 8, 9 players playing well, we should be in good shape.
How much of an advantage would you say being at home is for this game?
I think this league is a tough, horrible league, and I don't think it really matters whether you're home or away in that respect.
Yeah, and then obviously, in theory, it's a bit of a different type of test to what York was at the weekend. Would you agree with that?
Oh, massively, yeah. York are a good team. We have to. Everybody could see that. Everybody that was at the game Saturday could see that York are a good team. But it is a different test. I mean, this test, I would imagine, will be very similar to the Truro game. Wasn't one for the purists, but we're in a position in the league where we're still in charge of our own destiny. And we don't, they're not going to be classics. They're not going to be classic games now. These have got to be hard-working, grinding out football matches and see where we finish up after 95 minutes. And
then would you say, sort of being the team above Brackley in the league, even though it is quite close, do you think that gives us any sort of advantage?
No, not at all. No. I mean, what is it, 3 points? You're basically neck and neck, aren't you? So that... if you want to look at advantages or disadvantages in things, it's prior to when I came into the club, when there was a couple of disappointing results against Braintree and against Morecambe. Had you been on the right side of result then, this football club is in a totally different situation with potentially, you've lost 6 points in 2 games. You could have actually gained 6 points on these teams. and you wouldn't be looking over your shoulder now. So they're the two games that in the last month that stick out, that you go, they were massive football matches, and this is another one of them games.
Brilliant, thank you.